Welcome to No Shame in Our Game, where self-help meets community support. I am Lacey, your co-host, who is recording in bed today. Here with our very festive co-host, Sara. Hi, Sara.
Hi, Lacey. For those of you listening and not watching, I'm wearing reindeer antlers. And fun story, sometimes I wear these around when I'm driving, but I'll forget and then they'll bump the roof of my car, so I have to like tilt them down. But it makes me happy. I mean, this is the only time of year that you can do this and not seem crazy? Question mark.
I feel like there's got to be a moose holiday that you might be able to get.
Okay, now I'm thinking, just so you know, I had several to choose from. I had an elf hat, I had some light up bulbs, I had several different options. I was just feeling the antlers, but it's kind of hard to get them all in the little window. Floppy.
I love how floppy they are. They're like floppy and not floppy at the same time. It's amazing. Well, Sara and I are recording this a week before Christmas. We're getting close, but we're going to talk about our year wrapped and looking into 2026 in this episode. Before we jump into anything, though, I am going to reference last week's joy moments because I need you all to know how much fun I had editing Sara's solo episode. And you were a little down on yourself about the solo episode. And I just need it to be on the record in the world that I thought it was a fantastic episode. I loved listening and watching to it. I smiled the whole time. I had a blast. So just shout out to Sara.
Thank you, Lacey. Yes, I know that I do so much better with you because it keeps me more playful. When I'm by myself, I can go into like very serious teacher mode, and it's more playful when I like to play with you. It's more fun. It's more fun with friends. Thank you.
It is.
Yes.
And I love that I've gotten to continue my fall. I don't know if I want to call it a fake feud, but my like fake outrage at bird people or birders, whatever you want to call them. It's been a lot of fun for me.
This is a real-time reveal, and this is deep inside for those of you who are all in JSM. The Practical Hug newsletter referenced that bird episode. Well, Joy Moment. Sorry, it was not a bird episode. The bird situation in the Joy Moments. And we have a photo every week of an animal, and Lacey picked it. And then when I read the newsletter, it was all a surprise to me. And I'm looking at this picture and I'm reading the caption, and I had to like control myself because Lacey said, "Here's a hawk sitting on a lamppost." And I was like, that is not a hawk. And then I thought to myself, don't worry, this gets better. I thought to myself, that's okay. I'm not going to be that bird person. I'm not going to be that bird person. And then there was footnotes. And in the footnotes, Lacey said, I know this isn't a hawk and I know this isn't a lamppost. And I was like, you got me. You fully got me. So I was laughing so hard at the ribbing. Yeah, I own it. I am that annoying bird person. I totally own it.
If there's anything that I know, it's that a bird person cannot stand for a bird being wrongly identified blatantly. Like if it's close, that's fine, but it was clearly an owl. And I saw it and I was like, this is amazing. And then so I gotta be honest, the pictures are mostly just for me to make Sara laugh. Like I go through and I search things all the time to me, and I think, okay, at least this is gonna make Sara laugh. And I searched for hawk on a lamppost. Like, okay, what can I find? And that came up, and I was like, that's not a hawk. And then I was like, perfect. It was an owl. But then it did say owl hawk. And I'm like, wait, is there some kind of cross hybrid situation going on here? And I did have this moment of how awesome would it be if it was some kind of hawk owl and people got to correct me in my correction. That would have been fun.
And one more side, we're going to keep this going and then I promise we'll break this off. Lacey told me that my joy moments about the bird got a lot of traction on TikTok, and I am not on TikTok, but I was like, oh, I had like my first legit like, oh, should I be on TikTok to talk to other bird people? So for the record, if anything's going to get me on TikTok, it's going to be for bird people. Now I want to change my handle again. Ultimate bird nerd. I promise to you listeners, if you made it this far, we will switch topics.
I do like the idea of either a special episode or like series where it's just you loving birds and me not loving birds. Like
it makes me very happy. That makes me very happy. Yes. 2026. We'll do that.
Yeah.
I like that. Well, I'm excited because I'm gonna take over Lacey's role right here. I'm just excited because I feel like we're
Go
gonna
for it.
do a little bit of a look back and a look forward. And I feel like that's so important when we're making goals, right? It's not always about looking forward, it's actually looking back and looking forward. And so I'm like so excited. Lacey, I'll let you take it from here.
Well, this idea started from Spotify Wrapped, right? Everybody puts their Spotify Wrapped. I use Apple Music, so mine's a little bit different. Also, mine is all kids songs because my son went to sleep listening to a K-pop Demon Hunter song every single night over and over again for months. So that was the number one song. It had nothing to do with me. Anyway, it also was really funny because you could see by the month what we were consuming and what my kids were into. But now, but yeah, so Sara saw a thread of somebody talking about how many dishes washed and whatnot. And she was like, we need to make something for this. So I did. I made some templates for people. We've got fabric fortress, number of laundry done, home plate count, meals you cooked at home instead of getting the takeout you really wanted, digital dread score, boring emails read and sent. That one makes me giggle. We've got some specific parent ones, the biohazard mitigation tally. That's diaper changes or messes cleaned. And then this is where I want us to talk about, Sara. Part of it is you were in the top 1% of adults for blank with blank this year. So, like, you were in the top 10% of adults who did laundry with 5,438 loads or something like that. What would we be in the top 1%?
Working moms who also have 3 podcasts.
Mine is nap logistics. Top percent
Oh.
of figuring out logistics with 457 naps taken.
Wait, is that your naps or Violet's naps?
Everyone,
Oh,
all
oh,
of the naps.
all the naps.
I'm always thinking about everyone's nap schedule and when naps can and should be taken.
Mine personally would be I say the term just in case a lot, so I would say I would be in the top would you say 1% or 10%? Percent?
1%.
I am in the top 1% of preparing for things that may happen but don't ever happen. I I I just keep preparing, like, "Well, just in case, we'll bring this. Just in case, we'll bring this." So I would go with top just in case preparer. If you ever need anything and I am in earshot, just ask me. Do you have a decongestant? I sure do. Do you have a Kleenex? I sure do. Do you have a nail filer? I sure do. Do you have tweezers? Yep. Do you have jumper cables? Yep, I sure do. Like if you ever need anything and I'm around, ask me. There's a 99% chance I have it.
Yeah, this is a beautiful difference between you and I, where like people bring like giant diaper bags places, and I'm like, do we have one diaper and a set of wipes? Let's go. Like,
It takes all type of people, and I don't think one is right and one is wrong. I think it's just who we are inherently. And what's cool about this show and what we're celebrating right here with this example is it all works out. There's no one way. You got to do what works for you and what feels right for you. And it feels good for me to be prepared for 1,500 scenarios that might unfold. Band-aids, got them. Lens wipes, got them. Like my girlfriend who was just here, she travels with a phone, and then attached to her phone case is her ID and her credit card, and that's all she walks around with, and it makes my chest tight how little she carries around with. I'm like, "What if you need a cough drop?"
he and I are soul sisters in that one. Because if I can get away with not carrying a purse, I don't carry a purse. Oh, yeah, no, thank you,
Feel
not for me.
too ding dong naked without. Ask me sometime about the time I pooped in the woods and I made it work because of what I had on hand with me. So
I gotta be honest. Between you and Alex, we have talked about pooping in the woods way more than I ever thought we would, just in life.
back on track. So, yes, I saw this on Threads. A mom was talking about her wrapped list as a home, as like a mom or a home manager, whatever term you want to use. And I thought that is so beautiful because there's been more and more talk in in just what do you call societal conversations about the invisible labor. And I love the thought of this, and it could easily turn into sort of a bitter, angry, like, I've done 5,000 loads of dishes or whatever. But it can also be a celebration of this is all the things I've done because I care about my home and my family and how it feels. And it can truly be a celebration. So there's a way to look at it through a very negative, bitter lens, and there's a way to look at it through like a very uplifting and lighthearted, levity lens. So I am excited. I would love for this to become a tool that people could use to feel, because especially, that whole thing when people are like, "What'd you do today?" And everyone and moms, nothing. Did you really do nothing? Or did you do 5 loads of laundry, make 2 meals, open 500 letters from the school, and also vacuum? Like, did you really do nothing, or did you do a bunch of those things?
I also think it's a way to recognize those who are shown up. So, like, in my household, like, I could very easily say, I've done 4 dishes. I've done more than 4 dishes. Hi, Joe. I'm about to give you a shout out. All right. Love you. Sorry, Violet. Napping. See, napping logistics. I'm not even there and I'm involved. Anyway, Joe does our dishes and Joe does our laundry. So I would have the joy of putting a very low number in those, which shows how awesome my husband is. So the inverse can be true.
Yeah, and I mean, this could be a rap sheet for the whole family to look at. What did the kids contribute? What did the grandparents contribute? Like, how many packages did your neighbors pick up for you? I mean, this could be like a whole community thing just to see how much work is being done. I think it's a celebration tool.
My kids have been doing chores very well every day after school. And so I'm wondering if maybe we have like a little chore wrap up. I think they would think that's really cool.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Not that I'm going to do this because it sounds like more work, but wouldn't it be fun too than to have like, like employee of the year? You could have like little awards for everybody. I don't know what that looks like, just verbal maybe, so you don't have to give more work to yourself, but that would be fun.
Oh, yeah, because Isaac would be our dish putter aware of the year, whereas Iris would be the mom mugs go to the office because my
Oh,
coffee station is upstairs, so she often brings the mugs up here, and she would be the mug magician master of the year. Oh, I already have them down. We're gonna make them. I can do that.
I think this is a great time to celebrate and lift others up and like, let's focus on what's working. That's what this is. One of the things I say all the time is it's easy to see what's not working well. Let's focus on all those things that did get done. I would like to have a count for how many piles of dog poop I've picked up this year because I am still the person who does that. And funny side story, we've got all this snow on the ground of snow. And my dog, she's originally from Florida, so I swear she still just wants it to be hot and sunny all the time. She pooped on my driveway because there was snow on the like where she would normally go to the bathroom. We have plowed snow paths in the backyard, but she was in the front yard, so she pooped on the driveway. I was like,
I can't really fault her,
I know, but I was
like,
just like, it just blew
it's
my mind.
outside.
It just blew my mind that she pooped on the. But I picked that up because I didn't want to drive over it. So I would like to have an acknowledgement of how much poop I've picked up this past year.
I would love to hear a number here because, like, what is it? 4 times? How many times a day?
So
Times
so
the number of days.
yeah, so it's 1 to 2 times 7. So that would be 7 to 14 times 52 weeks a year. Can you do that?
It's like in 450s. Sure.
I
It's
think
way more than that, but
I think that's yeah. Yeah, that would be fun. Like a kind of I'm excited about this. Funny side note too, we're all about side notes today. The Spotify rap. Spotify thinks my 13-year-old son is 46. I'm 46. And that's because, and I'm so proud of this, I have made him listen. He's really into hip hop, and I've made him listen to 90s hip hop. So, rightfully so, Spotify thinks my son is 46. And I am so proud. And no, it's not being blurred with my information because he has his own Spotify. He has his own Spotify. So, I'm not influencing that at all, like with what I'm listening to.
that is something there, isn't it? Do we think of any for No Shame? I mean, we did a rebrand of No Shame from No Shame in the Home Game to No Shame in Our Game. That's a wrapped from this year.
Yes.
Well, I can tell you how many episodes we've had. That's actually
Oh
I can do that right now.
For No Shame?
Well, I can do them for all of them. We also launched an episode or a podcast this year.
You know what, Lacey? I don't think we celebrate ourselves enough.
We don't. I'm realizing as I'm talking, I'm like, wow, we do a lot.
I had a girlfriend, while you're looking, I'll tell a story. I had a girlfriend over the other day. and we were catching up after not seeing each other for a few months, and she was asking about all the things going on in my world. And at one point, she was like, "Wow, that's a lot." And I was like, "Yeah, it really takes somebody from the outside looking to help like hold up that mirror and remind me, yeah, that is a lot that's going on
We've done 13 episodes of No Shame
this year."
this year, and then 9 episodes of Sharing the Middle. That had a big break because of my pregnancy. Honestly, we took some time off because of, I had a baby. So there's that. And then 9 episodes of Joy Moments.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
So
exciting.
we produced over 30 episodes of podcasts this year.
And when Lacey says we, she really means her because let's be honest, I'm not the tech person. Lacey produced. I showed up for half of those. Lacey made them come to the world. So Lacey is our producer.
Thank you.
I'm
Thank you
talent.
very much.
I'll be in the talent.
You are.
I'll be in the talent. What do you call those? The trailers. I'll be in the talent trailer. Just putting on my antlers. Come get me when we're ready.
But we launched, right? Joy Moments. We rebranded No Shame in Our Game. We retooled and revamped the newsletter to be the Practical Hug, which I love sending every week. I love sending the Practical Hug every week. So yeah, we've been doing a lot over here, haven't we?
We have, and I'm showing up locally in my community. Most of this has all been virtual based, but I am trying something new where I'm writing for a local publication, and then I'm going to hold my first person event in January. So I love that we keep evolving. I'm really proud of us, Lacey.
I am too, because I think we've continued to do what feels good and for us to be able to show up authentically and all that stuff. And that has been really nice.
Yes. Should we look forward? Help our listeners look forward into the new year?
Sure.
Do
Sure.
you do either resolutions or words of intention? Do you do either of those?
So for the past 2 years, I've picked a word for the year that encompasses what I'm going for. So my word for 2025 was ease. My word for 2024 was joy. And so it just kind of shows when I'm it's the background on my stuff. Ease. It's my background, just me trying to channel that, focus that on, all that stuff. But I do have a beef with resolutions a little bit. I love a goal. Let me just break it down. I love a goal. I love a fresh start. Give me a Monday to start something new. You know what I mean? So yes, I love the idea of starting something new in the new year. I don't like people telling me what to do. And that's what I think New Year's resolutions feel like for me is it's a new year, so you should be doing this. And I'm like, don't tell me what to do. I also don't like the new year, new you. No, new year, same you. You don't need to reinvent yourself. So just those kinds of things. I have a complicated relationship.
Those all make sense to me and not surprised at all. Yeah, I stopped doing resolutions a long time ago, but I like the phrasing of intention, pointing yourself in one direction. I'm using a new paper planner this year, and there is some quarterly intention that I've never been inspired to do before, but this year I'm realizing that if we don't focus our intention, then things get very scattered. And I'm ready to be a little less scattered. Making choices that line up with that intention. I don't know what my word is yet or my intention. I will say a goal for Joyful Support is to have sponsors for our podcasts.
Yeah.
And that will be one of my intentions. It is one of my intentions for 2026. So shout out to all you listeners. If you know of anybody, we have a 3-tiered options of sponsoring the podcasts. So if you have anybody who would like to be a part of spreading more joy into the world, direct them to us. Oh, wait, if people want to do those wrapped sheets, where do they go?
I'll put them on our Instagram. I'll put 2 versions. I'll put the categories that I've already done, but then I'll have completely blank ones if people want to put in their own as well. But yeah. See, now I'm thinking of what my year, because ease, I can see how ease has been throughout my year, especially with what I wrote yesterday in the Practical Hug about joy making things feel easy when they're not. And so, like, isn't that such a beautiful, like, progression from joy to ease? And my, like, my brain is thinking for 2026, expand. That's what came to my mind. So we'll
Feels
see,
fun.
right?
Yes, I really liked what you said in the newsletter yesterday about I can't remember how you said it, pushing a 12-foot tree through a door isn't necessarily easy, but the joy makes it easier. Yeah, the way you said it, I just butchered it, but the way you said it really hit home for me, and I completely agree, and I think that's what we're doing with joyful support all around. It's looking I feel like I'm saying the same thing, but then I'm gonna loop it into looking forward, like, how does it feel? How do you want it to feel? And then lining up with that, with your actions and intentions. And so something I'm gonna share with the audience is if you gosh, I really oh man, I always wanna help people, like, I want a room full of people I wanna do, like, a big Zoom room where people can say what their intention is, and then we can offer one of our tools or worksheets that will support that intention. So, like, with ease, right? Hand over the good, better, best tool to people. Be like, "Great, when something starts to feel too hard, pick up the good, better, best tool." And, like, being able to use all of these things to support your intention. Sorry, I got really excited in my head, and then I went in, like, 5 different directions.
No, but I think that's a good prompt for the village for us to put in there of like, what is your intention for the upcoming year and how can we help you here in the village? What resources do we already have or could we make? I think I think I'm really liking the word expand because one of my favorite things to do and one of Sarah's favorite things to do is to create these things and like having that expand mindset is great because it creates space for all of that. So we would love to expand our resources and help.
So call out to everybody listening if you want to share your intention word and if you are looking for resources. Yes, you can either become a friend of the village and come share it in there, tag us on social media, Joyful Support Movement. You're not alone. This is self-help with community support. So if you're not even sure what you want your intention word to be, we can brainstorm that. And I would say start with what doesn't feel good as your point of your starting point, and then kind of look at what intentions would help you grow out of that discomfort point.
Well, I'm about to like take a step back. We've talked before about how this self-help space often gives Sarah and I the ick. And I think New Year's is a time where it really explodes because everybody's trying to make themselves better and da da da. I want to be clear that our space is a space for that, but it's also a space for you to be whoever you are right now. We want joyful support to be maybe I don't want to say the Mel Robbins rejects, but the people who are like, I guess this isn't resonating with me, or maybe you read it because you felt like you should and it just wasn't working for you. She's just the big name in self-help right now. I'm not knocking her or anything like that. I want to make sure we're clear about what we hope to offer in this time.
I remember being given a copy of Marie Kondo's book. What was that called?
The magic of tidying up or
Which I still have on my
whatever.
bookshelf, and I think it's a great and I think it's a great approach. I think she does great work. I really enjoy it, but it just didn't feel quite right to me. For some people, it was exactly the tool they needed, and I definitely took away some things from it and have incorporated that into my life. But that was kind of no shame to me was, okay, if Marie Kondo's approach didn't quite hit the mark, come over here. And I think that's what I hear you saying is for Mel Robbins, I think a lot of people, that's exactly what they need to hear, and those tools work for them. But if you're showing up and it just isn't hitting the mark, just know that there's other options. And that's where we are. We're just another tool that you can lean on and be a part of. Yeah. Does that ring true? Does that feel right?
Absolutely. Do we want to do our moment of gratitude?
Oh, I've got mine. So I did host Joy Moments solo. And it's funny because when I listened to it, it wasn't actually solo because Lacey chimed in, which I loved. But in order to prepare for it, I texted a bunch of friends that morning and said, "Hey, can you give me your joy moments?" And I gotta tell you, I loved it. I loved all my friends sharing what was bringing them joy in that moment right then. And I'm like, I want to do this as a weekly practice to get in touch with people and hear what's your joy moment today. It made me so incredibly happy, the responses that I got. So that was beautiful. What about you, Lacey? What's a moment of gratitude for you?
I was not able to do joy moments last week because my MECFS has just been coming back in. I'm doing this via my bed today because I'm having a pretty rough physical time today and yesterday night. And I don't know, Sarah, if you can see in my eyes, my mental capacity is going downhill. But one of the things that Joe and I have been trying to do is figure out how to make me being home with Violet less strenuous on me physically, so it's easier for me. And one of the things that we did is, you know, the couches that you see on Amazon or really anywhere that basically like on the ground, but like can fold into different configurations. I was like, what if I got one of those? Because Violet wants to be as physically close to you as possible. So a couch off the ground isn't going to be great, but laying on the ground is not good either for me. And so I took to the interwebs to find some kind of hybrid chair, floor mat, mattress thing for the playroom because that's where we spend a lot of time with Violet is in the playroom because we can cordon her off, like we can make her stay in one space because girlfriend will explore and she will find the tiniest thing and put it in her mouth. She has a very great pincer grasp, fine motor situation. Anyway, we got it this weekend and it has been wonderful. It folds out. I can lay on the floor. She can like hit me and like crawl all over me, and I don't have to get up. It also has turned into like a little seat for her that she sits on it and she'll like play with something. And we're still figuring other things out and whatnot, but it was just so nice to be like, I found something that's working, that feels good, that doesn't feel hard, and I think has made a pretty big difference for us. So I'm just feeling very grateful for that. And a husband who is gung ho on helping me figure out how to make this all as easy as possible. I mean, it's in his best interest too. Let's not pretend like, but still, he's very understanding and about it and that kind of stuff.
I'm happy that you got that. I'm very happy for you.
Me too.
Well, I can tell Lacey is winding down. She already has quite a bit, actually. So let's respect Lacey's energy level. I saw it in your eyes about 15 minutes ago, but
Yeah. I look forward to editing this at some point to see the visual representations that I don't often get to see.
I hope you get to rest today, and I hope all of our listeners, I hope this has brought a smile to your face, maybe just has made you think about a moment of gratitude, or maybe you heard about a tool that you feel like would bring some joy into your life. So, thank you for being with us, and thank you, Lacey.
Thank you, Sarah.